You know, I told many of you that today I was going to be presenting my classic State of the Union address. But I decided, because of the onslaught of hate mail that I have been receiving over the past few weeks, centering around many of my classic YouTube videos, I thought I would take the time to incorporate all of the negative comments that I have been receiving into this classic piece that you're about to view right now. You know, before I even get into the title of this video, I want to say a few things or have a few words for black men. And based upon what I'm about to say, I use that term black men very loosely. I believe I've said in some of my other videos, and it bears repeating here now, that whenever I produce, be it one of my classic blogs or one of these irrefutable classic videos, whenever I produce one, and I get an emotional, angry response from females, be they black, white, Hispanic, it makes no difference what their ethnicity. But when I know that I am dealing with a female, there are certain things that I can come to expect, because after all, they're women, and they're going to respond in a certain way. I understand that. But what bothers me is when I'm dealing with quote unquote brothers. And when I say brothers, I'm talking about men, male men who would, according to society, we would classify as men. But in all actuality, what I've come to realize since I've been doing these videos and since I've been doing those blogs, that the men are bigger bitches than the women that they call mother, aunt, sister, girlfriend, fiance. In other words, a lot of you lame, weak, simp-ass manginas who have been commenting on my classic videos, and you do so in the same vein as a female, that's most disturbing. That's disturbing to me. And I'm going to tell you why that's disturbing to me. One would expect that a man would be able to be reasonable in his response. Even if he disagrees, you would think that a man would be able to deconstruct, to think logically, minus emotions, and to deal with the merits of what this person is saying. Not necessarily saying they agree. You can still disagree and still deal with the issue, deconstruct the issue, present your case, present your argument, then we can have a dialogue. And if you can show me through the course of being reasonable and logical, not emotional, if you can show me, here's the error with your ways, my brother, and here's where your thinking is off, my brother. If you can do that, then indeed we can have a debate, we can have a discussion. But when I get responses from you lame, weak, simp-ass black men who somehow believe that the myth that American society has of you, because I understand that you have a certain image in American society for black men. But that's for people who don't know y'all. See, you can't run that on me because I know most of you are nothing but bitches. Yeah, I realize this. I realize that most of you who talk tough, be it over the internet, Be it you go shoot up a crowd of innocent bystanders, you walk around toting a pistol like some old dysfunctional coon with tattoos all over your ignorant ass, pants hanging off your ass, and you're tough. You frighten people who don't know you. But for those of us who know you, we know you're a bitch. Because you respond in the same manner as a female. And when I put that within context, it completely becomes clear as to why the majority of you brothers are on the down low. I understand that. I studied it. And what I've come to realize, and who I'm talking about you manginas, you lame, weak, soft Captain Saberhoes who come to my channel and feel that it is your responsibility to defend females. And the sad thing about that you lames don't understand, is that the majority of the women and the things that I say, and I said, it's not only me, there's other channels who are saying the exact same things, because black men, a very small portion, but there is a remnant of black men who are beginning to wake up and open their eyes and see this black female for who and what she is. It's a very small remnant. But for you lame, weak, soft, manginas, Captain Saberhole niggas who want to come to my channel and defend that which can't be defended. Because if there's any segment of American culture who knows they may not like how it is said, they may take issue with the verbiage that's used, they may have a problem with me just putting it out there. But there is one segment, well actually two, but there's one particular segment of American culture who knows, you know what? I don't like that guy. He makes me sick. I hope he dies on those cigars. These are some of the responses that I've heard. Take those glasses off and yada, yada, yada. But you know what? They know. He's right. And that segment that I'm talking about is black women. For black women know themselves that they ain't shit. Black women know themselves that their kith and their kin and their fellow sisters ain't worth a fart in a windstorm. And how I can say this is because I've talked to you sisters. That's right. I've had conversations with you sisters. And you sisters have said the exact same thing that I've said and others have said about black women. Y'all just may not put it on YouTube. But I've had conversations with y'all, and I dare not say your name. But I know that y'all know firsthand that black women ain't shit. And this is the reason why 70% of them ain't married. This is the reason why they will never be married. This is the reason why they will die single and alone, bitter, angry, argumentative. These aren't stereotypes of black women. These are facts. And as I said, I've had conversations with black women who have to admit, you know what? I don't like how you say it. I don't like the fact that you're just putting it out there. But you know what? You're right. So when they hear you manginas, you Captain Saberhole niggas, who want to come and talk about the African queen and she's the mother of civilization and how dare you talk. When they hear you niggas, what they say to themselves is that's a simp ass Negro. That's a Captain Saberhole. That's what you are. Because they already know they messed up. So when they hear you coming trying to defend their debauchery, trying to defend their slothfulness, trying to defend their ignorance, trying to defend their whoredom, when they come and hear you saying that crap, they look at you for what you are. A lame, weak, mangina, over-emotionally, mentally unstable Negro, who, as I said, the only thing that could even put you into the male gender is the fact that some of y'all have a penis, I think. But you can't fool me. So I'm talking to y'all, and y'all know exactly who y'all are. And for those of you who follow my videos, if you read the comments, you know who they are too. You Captain Saberhole, lame ass, weak Negroes who come to my channel and try to insult me with the very same verbiage that I use. And I try to tell you, Negroes, you can't beat me with that stick. You can't beat me with that because I don't feel it. Now, with that being said, I just had to get that out there. Let me go on to the title of this classic video. Now, when I put out on Twitter a few days ago that I was going to do a video on why white women are better than black women, I got a bunch of emotional responses from sisters. Oh no, you ain't going there. Oh yes, I am. I'm going there because I have to. And in this classic video, I'm going to send out a message to white women because I think that white women need to understand something. And I'm not really sure a lot of them do. But the reason why I say that white women, if that's the road you're going, now for me and some other brothers like me, we've already accepted our lot. We know we're never going to get married. We know we're never going to live with a female. We know that we're never going to put a ring on her finger. That's not going to happen. We understand that. We've come to terms with the fact that, you know what, that marriage piece, not for me. And there's other brothers like me who have accepted that, and we're comfortable in our own skin. We have no problem with that. So I'm not saying this because I just want a white woman or I don't. No, I don't want none of them. Now I'll deal with them, but it has to be understood at the beginning of whatever type of relationship that is. Marriage is out the question. Living together, that ain't gonna happen. You got your place, I got mine. And when we get on each other's nerves, we go to mutual corners, and when everything calms down, we can get back together. That's how I want it. And there's other brothers like me who understand that. We're comfortable in our own skin. It is what it is. I like cigars too much to be having a woman nagging me all the time. I don't need no ball and chain. This is just the way I view it. But for those of you who want to go this route, and I'm talking to you brothers, listen, if that whole marriage piece is your thing, brother, don't you marry one of these sisters. I'm telling you, and I'm not saying this to be offensive. I'm saying this because it's the fact that when you take everything and put it out on the table, you're going to have to come to terms with the reality that, you know what, that sister, she may be nice to look at. That's if she don't have a head full of weave and horsehair, you know, because I'm not going to sit here and deny that there aren't some very attractive black women out there, because they are. But at the end of the day, I know that the better they look, the more attractive they are, the bigger their ass, the bigger their hips, the bigger their breasts, the more trouble you're going to have. That's just the reality of it. Yeah. So if you're going to go that marriage route, you better get you a woman outside of your race. You better get you a white woman or some other ethnicity. Because if you are foolish enough to put a ring on this nappy-headed black woman's finger, I'm telling you, one night you're going to be laying in bed with her and she's going to be asleep. And you're going to be laying there and you're going to be listening to her snarling and snoring like the beast she is. And you're going to remember this video and you're going to say, that brother tried to warn me and I didn't heed his warning. You cannot wife these women, as y'all say. You better not marry her. And the reason why, I'm about to tell you. The reason why white women are better than black women, when you want to talk about this whole marriage piece, for the most part, and I'm not talking about all, but the majority of white women have been reared in a home where they had a mother and they had a father. That's right. So they had modeled in front of them what a relationship consists of. Now, that doesn't mean that everything was sunny. That doesn't mean that there wasn't no conflict. That doesn't mean there wasn't any drama. They just seen two people who said they loved each other go through the different changes in a relationship and they stuck together. That white woman may have even seen her father cheat on her mother. She may have seen them separate and live in different homes. She may have seen them come to the brink and to the very crust of divorce. But through it all, they were able to work it out. They were able to forgive each other. And now today, they're celebrating their 75th, their 100th wedding anniversary. This is what has been modeled in front of the average white female. I'm not saying all, so don't you send me no messages talking about white people are messed up too. We know they are. But I'm talking about the majority of sophisticated, upperly mobile white women. This is what has been modeled in front of them. So when they go into relationships, they have a certain type of, they look at it and they have a certain type of understanding that there's going to be problems. There's going to be conflicts. There's going to be disagreements. There's going to be arguments. We may even break up. But that white woman is not going to turn on that person, whoever it is, be he white, black, or whatever, until she is for certain that this relationship is over. Then she will go find someone else and deal with somebody else. Because this is what has been modeled in front of her. There's a certain type of loyalty that she has in her relationships based upon what she's seen from her parents. Oh yeah, I know I'm right. I know y'all not going to agree with this. I know y'all not going to like this. But this is the fact. And again, I'm not saying all white women, but the overriding majority of upperly mobile, college-educated, professional white women, this is what they had modeled in front of them. Unlike the sister. Now, on the flip side of that coin, what that sister has seen is she has seen her mother in numerous relationships, maybe all at one time, not one of them with her biological father. She has seen her mother with live-in boyfriends. She has seen her mother cheat on her father. She has seen her mother have a revolving door of different men coming and going all hours of the night, every day, 365 days a year. This is what has been modeled. And again, I'm not saying all, but the overriding majority of black women, this is what they have seen. They haven't seen modeled in front of them black love. They don't even know what that is. They have no clue. So this is the reason why you can't believe this sister when she say, I'm in love with you. You don't even know what love is. Because you don't even love yourself, and you can't love yourself because if you did, you would take care of yourself. You would work out. You would eat right. You would watch what you put on. You would conduct yourself like a woman. So we know you don't love yourself. We already understand this. And the reason why you don't is because you haven't had that modeled in front of you. What you've seen is you've seen your mother leave the men in her life if they left the toilet seat up. You've seen your mother have no loyalty to the guys that she allowed in your home. You've seen your mother meet a guy on Monday and she introduced him to you on Tuesday. This is what you've seen. You haven't seen the mother who will only introduce the guy that she's seeing only after they've been in a relationship. You're not going to meet my kids. You haven't seen that kind of a mother. A mother who will say, listen, I'm dating this guy, but you don't need to meet my kid. They don't even need to see you. Until I'm certain that this is a serious, committed relationship, then we'll go to the next level, and then I'll allow you to meet my children. You ain't seen that. You've seen different guys. You've seen so many guys coming in and out of your mother's life, you get the names mixed up. I know you have, and I know y'all not going to like this. And again, I'm not saying all, but the overriding majority. So what this black woman has is absolutely no loyalty whatsoever. You can't trust her. You can't be in a relationship with her and think that she is going to be faithful, because she's not. Because that has never, at any time, under any circumstances, has that been modeled in front of her. And this is the reason why she is what it is. I'm trying to tell you people, I've been studying y'all for 20 years. Y'all can't fool me. Now, I know y'all going to disagree with this. I know y'all not going to agree with it. And I know I'm going to hear again from the Captain Saberholes, the men who are going to come donning their cape and their robe, and they're going to come to the black woman's defense, pounding their chest. How dare you say the things you say about black women? How dare I not? How dare I not call it what it is? Because I'm trying to help you brothers. Those of you brothers who are dumb enough to think that you're going to take this hoe and turn her into a housewife, you're a fool. For those of you brothers who think that you can change this woman and you believe the hype that she tells you, you fall right in line with everything that she tells you, you believe that crap, you're a fool. And I'm trying to tell you that if you go on that route, you got to up your game. You got to step up your game. You got to change the whole dynamic. And you got to get you a woman outside your race. If that whole marriage piece is what you want, don't deal with this, sister. I'm warning you. I'm trying to tell you. I'm sounding the alarm. Now, you can heed my words and you can thank me later. Or you can ignore my words and you're going to regret it later. Because I'm trying to tell you that if you want that, you got to get that from either a white woman or a woman outside your race. Don't deal with these black women. And I'm telling you that's just the way it is. Now, as I said, I got a piece in this also for white women. Now, some of you white women who date brothers, and again, like I said, I'm only going on the footnotes that I've been told. I've talked to white women. I've asked them in terms of who they date, why they date this person, why they're involved with this person. And they deal, I'm talking about sophisticated, college-educated, corporate America type white females who find themselves in relationships with some of the biggest coons and buffoons that the black race has produced. They find themselves cohabiting with these savages. And you look at them and you're like, that adds the new meaning to the term Beauty and the Beast. Because here you have a upperly mobile, college-educated, professional white female, and she's dealing with this ape. And it's mind-boggling. So I also have a few words for these white females. And I understand when white men say this. I understand it now. Because white men has grasped this. Most people think, well, when white men say that for their white women, if you go black, we don't want you back, it's because they're racist. No, not at all. They understand the damage, the psychological damage, the mental, the spiritual damage, and even the physical damage that's going to take place when you got a prissy suburban white female, a Marsha Brady, dealing with a coon, a savage who walks around with his pants hanging off his ass, tattoos all over the place, can't even speak proper English, mumbling and jumbling some jungle jive. White men understand the damage there. So therefore, this is the reason why they say, look, once you go that route, stay that route. We don't want you back. And I understand that. Now, most people will say that's racist. And again, I don't think that's racist. I think that's an understanding of how low this black male has sunk in American culture. I'm telling you, he is a savage. He is a complete mute. He is a walking zombie. And I'm talking about a lot of you brothers that's going to comment on this video. Y'all the ones that I'm talking about. So for a white female to deal with that, you can't do that, white woman. You can't go that route. You can't deal with this ape. And see, the thing is that the luxury that white women have because of their white skin. A white woman could date black men in, let's say, the West Coast. Well, San Francisco, California, she date black men. She moves to the Midwest. She's just a white female. If nobody knew, and she hasn't internalized that backwards, degenerate Negro culture, which means that she don't wear her hair in braids, she's not walking around listening to hip-hop, she's not wearing none of that degenerate-ass hip-hop garb. If she maintains her whiteness, she can leave the West Coast, go to the Mid-Coast, even go to the East Coast. She's just a white female. As long as nobody knows what her dating preference was. Where she messes up is when she produces and allows herself to become pregnant by this savage. Because it's at that point she's finished. She's done. She can go to the moon. If she goes to the moon with that biracial child, everybody's going to know you deal with Negroes. And in their eyes, you're tainted goods. That's just the way it is. That's how it's going to be. That's how it always has been. No white man, I don't care how liberal he is, unless he's out in Hollywood and they only take care of black kids and adopt them because they look upon them as pets, i.e. Angelina Jolie and her ilk. But no liberal white man is going to take care of no black child because he knows the emotional drama that's going to come with it once that coon finds out that he's dating that sister. Or dating that white woman, rather. All of a sudden, that guy is going to have a problem. He's going to want to see his kid. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. So as long as that white female does not produce any biracial children with this savage, she can go to any part of the country and people don't know that she dated black men. She's just another white woman. But as soon as she has a biracial child with that monkey, I'm trying to tell you, white woman, all bets are off for you. Oh, white men will still sleep with you if you're cute enough. If you still cute and you still got a nice body, oh, they'll still sleep with you. But date you, marry you, that ain't happening. Not with that bastard child that they know came from one of these degenerate, backwards, mumble-jumbling jungle bunnies that run around in the ghettos all across America. Now, I know, again, I already know y'all not going to agree with this. But I had to tell you, see, what I'm getting from a lot of people because of my videos is people are commenting, and I feel like they're commenting on my videos on black women, and all of them are saying the same thing. Well, you know, you can't say this about black women, and it's turning into this whole dating piece. You know, black women, this, that, and the other. And that's not what I intended. I tried to help you brothers. I tried to let you brothers know what was coming down the pipe and what was coming down the tube. Y'all really distracted me from giving my great my great State of the Union address that I've been working on. But I'm going to have to wait and do that a little bit later. Because as I always tell y'all, and y'all already know how I'm going to end this, it is what it is.